Hello, friends. We are live. Let me get this. There we go. Hi, we're live. It's been a minute. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're doing well. I have some questions, some herpes anonymous questions to answer. I'm going to tap the screen just to say thank you to the people that are here. Thank you to the people that are joining me on a Wednesday. This live, this channel, this is about what it's like to live your life with herpes. Wow, I missed a whole area doing my shadow. What is it like to live life with herpes? One of the biggest things when we're diagnosed, we think that our life is over. We think that we are never going to live a quote unquote normal life. We think that we now have to sacrifice our lifestyle. And I would say you have lifestyle changes if you want to improve, but you can also stay the same that you are. So there's a lot that I like to unpack. There's a lot that I like to unfold here on the Life with Herpes channel. If you're new, I'm Alexandra. I'm founder of Life with Herpes. I was diagnosed with HSV-1 oral in 2003. And then in 2011, I was diagnosed with HSV-2 down there. So I have been living with HSV-1 and 2 for a very long time. I don't like to really say decades, but it has been decades. I have gone to college. I have dated. I have been broken up with. I've fallen in love. I've gotten married. I've gotten pregnant. I've had a baby. So I have done, in my opinion, all of the normal, quote unquote, things that we I'm going to speak for myself as a woman wants. Like I've had a baby, I was able to have a vaginal delivery, I'm a mommy, all of that stuff. So anyways, I just want to express that if you are being diagnosed with herpes or you've been diagnosed and you think that your life is over, that you have to squander your ambitions, you have to squander your goals. You can't marry the love of your life. You can't marry the man of your dreams or the girl of your dreams. That's completely false. That's completely BS. And it makes me very sad when people believe that. And that's the stigma that says that. So with that being said right now, I'm going to add my favorite herpes products that I like to talk about, because let's see if I get in trouble today. I've been getting in trouble every single time with TikTok, which is ridiculous. Let's see, did it work? Which is ridiculous. With that being said, I've had a lot of people on my lives, I don't know what the word is, like not block, but report me. Here's the thing. If you don't feel comfortable on my live, if you don't like my live, you don't have to watch it, right? This is, again, I am not sharing explicit information. I am not sharing medical information. I am sharing my life, what my life is like as a woman who is a wife, who is a mother, who at one point was single, at one point was dating, at one point was disclosing, at one point my life was devastated, at one point I thought my life was over. I'm sharing my life with herpes and what that is like, all right? So thank you for the hearts. I'm going to heart back because I really love seeing the hearts. This is your opportunity to ask questions. I also have Herpes Anonymous. The idea of Herpes Anonymous is to send in your question. It is that much, okay? And the reason why I do that is because this is your opportunity to ask a question that you may not want to ask on a live. You don't want people to know that you asked it. And it goes a little bit deeper than like, oh, what's HSV-1? It goes deeper, it's juicier, it's about all sorts of things. So I do have a question today that I want to answer. It's from Carl. And Carl submitted his question. So let's get to it, guys. Again, these are my Herpes Anonymous questions. They are this much. You do get an email with the recording of the timestamp. Hi, Alex. Bye, Alex. You get the timestamp of your time. So it's a really great way. I do charge a lot for my one-on-one coaching. It is multiple hundreds of dollars because I do have degrees in coaching and I have all this stuff. So that is expensive, but I want to be able to answer your question affordably. And so that's why I offer this for this much. Okay. So this is from Carl. He said, I have HSV-1 oral. Rarely, next to never have breakouts. Last breakout was last year sometime. When I do have a breakout, they are very small on my lip, can almost not see them. I'm dating. When and how should I tell the lady? Yes, I am positive, but I have no breakouts. Okay, Carl. So that's a great question. And I really love that Carl is taking the initiative to disclose that he has herpes. So here's the thing. As someone that also lives with HSV-1 oral who has very rare breakouts, has very rare outbreaks. I've had 5 outbreaks since 2003. Okay, that's not a lot of outbreaks. So I understand where you're at. I did not disclose I had herpes because I didn't think I needed to. I was under the impression that everybody has oral herpes, not a big deal. Like you just have it, like NBD. And unfortunately, that is one of the reasons why HSV-1 oral has been transmitted to our partners down there. Excuse me, sorry. That was a good sneeze. So that's one of the reasons why it's been transmitted to our partners down there is because we don't think that it can be, and we don't think we need to disclose it, and we just think, well, yeah, everybody has oral herpes. I just won't kiss you when I have an outbreak. Here's the thing. HSV is kind of sneaky. It's kind of smart. Doesn't mean if it's HSV-1, doesn't mean if it's HSV-2. These viruses are sneaky. These viruses are smart. It is their job to reproduce. It is their job to find a new host. That is the only way this virus is going to survive. When I die, my virus will die with me, right? It's like a parasite. It needs me to survive. And so the only way that it can continue to survive, the only way it continue to evolve is to find a new host. So they're going to be sneaky. There's a thing called asymptomatic shedding. So obviously we know, like, duh, if you have an outbreak, an active outbreak, it can be contagious. Like if you have oral herpes, it's active, you kiss somebody, yeah, duh, obviously it's contagious and you can transmit it that way. But what about when you don't have an outbreak? Are you still contagious? And most people are under the impression of like, no, I'm totally cool, I'm fine, like I don't even need to discuss this. Unfortunately, due to what I was talking about, asymptomatic shedding, we can unknowingly transmit it to our partner. Now, are we always contagious? No. When are we contagious? 1, when we have a herpes outbreaks, duh, obviously. Or 2, when the virus is shedding. How often does the virus shed? I don't really know because every single person, I could give you a statistic or whatever, but every single person is going to be different. So the longer you've had the virus, the less likely you are to shed. I would say if you have any tingles, if you have any like tingle or itch or nerve pain, that would be a sign that you're getting an outbreak. That'd be a sign not to kiss somebody, or if you have it down there, it'd be a sign not to be intimate with somebody down there. And these are similar signs both here, both there. It doesn't really matter. Thank you for the shares, guys. So with that being said, we can unfortunately unknowingly transmit herpes to our partner either by kissing mouth to mouth or by using our mouth on our partner down there. So back to you, Carl. Let me just read your question again. Rarely, never. When and how do I tell the lady you're dating? So the thing with oral herpes, it just doesn't have the sting is, I would say when you're ready to, like, if you're in the point where you're like super making out with her, then that's probably the time because you are going to be doing those things. So I would say like once you've gotten to the point where you're like making out, I just be like, hey, I want you to know I have HSV-1, I get oral herpes from time to time. Like, do you have it too? Or do you know anyone that has it? Or are you familiar with it? And she'll probably say like, oh yeah, my mom has it, or my dad has it, or like, yeah, I have it, or whatever. Yeah, I got outbreaks in the 6th grade and I haven't had one since, or like something like that is usually the way the conversation goes. Then when you're ready to be intimate with her, like go down there, is I just kindly, politely remind her like, hey, remember we mentioned about this, like it can potentially be transmitted down there, but it is something that we should just be aware of. What would you like to do about it? Do you want to get tested, see if you have it? It's extremely common. 2 out of 3 people have HSV1. So chances are this lady that you're interested in, she either has it or has been intimate with somebody before that has it. That's something I want us all to remember, us with herpes, is like, we're not the first person our potential new date or the person we're dating is coming across that has herpes. We're not the first person. Like I just said, 2 out of 3 people have HSV1, 1 out of 6 have HSV2. I see a comment here saying this is sick, it's not at all normal. So I understand where you're coming from, and I understand that you think that this is quote unquote disgusting. I want to invite you to just learn about it, because like Hood G3000, I can absolutely guarantee that you have kissed someone or been intimate with somebody that has herpes, and there's somebody that you love unconditionally. Could be your mother, could be your father, could be your future child, could be your future partner that has herpes. Like it's that common. I'm not trying to like say, oh, it's so cool, join the club. No, it's not cool, but it's so common. And it's unfortunate that we have such a huge stigma for people like yourself that are making rude comments to the people in the community here. We all have herpes. And this is one of the reasons why the stigma continues. Am I a saint? Have I made a herpes joke in the past before having herpes? Yeah, I'm sure I have, right? Can't pinpoint it, but I'm sure I have. Have I ever made people feel uncomfortable with jokes? I'm sure I have. Have I done it unknowingly? I'm sure I have. But this, I'm going to invite you, or other people on here that are like, this is so disgusting, look at it, understand it. If it's so disgusting, how are you going to prevent from getting it? How are you going to prevent yourself from getting it? What are you going to do specifically? So I would just look at it. Have you ever been tested for herpes? That's a big question. Have you been tested for herpes? Because even if you are being a responsible sexually active adult, which I doubt you are, because nobody is, even if you are, and I'll explain what a responsible sexually active adult is, even if you are and getting tested, I bet herpes wasn't included on your test. And even if you're asking your partner to get tested, which I doubt you are, but let's say you are, herpes is not included on the STD test. So you specifically have to ask for it. And you know what? It's expensive. I was looking around, it's like an extra $200. So why would you want to spend an extra $200 when the regular test is like, oh, here you go, I'm negative. I'm quote unquote clean, and I hate that, quote unquote clean. I just took a shower, I'm very clean, right? Just because I have herpes doesn't mean I'm sick or dirty. Anyways, guys, did you agree what I just said here about handling the stigma and handling kind of these nasty comments like that? Like, can I get a heart or a thumbs up or whatever? Like, if you guys agree, or a comment. I am here to share my life. I'm okay with people saying like, you're disgusting. I'm okay with that. Because it's not, I know that these people aren't really making it about Alexandra. It's not, oh, Alexandra, you're sick. It's this person's reaction to, why did I just get a video violation? Oh my gosh. I don't understand why I got a video violation. It's because people are having it's their unhealthy relationship with STDs. I had an unhealthy I thought it was so disgusting too. Like, ew, why would you have, ew? I would never sleep with anybody that's ew, that has, right? Like, we have these thoughts on it. I get it. I totally get it. But when you mature and when you begin to actually look at it, if you're not mature enough to look at STDs and understand them, then you shouldn't be active. You shouldn't be intimate. If you're not mature enough to take on the responsibility of a child, you shouldn't be doing it. Like, it's like common sense. All right, I'm going to go through. I saw some questions about Lysine. So, wait, Carl, did I answer your question? I think I did. When do you tell her? How do you tell her? I think I covered that. When you're ready to be like, okay, back to that. Carl, if you're like, oh, we had a first kiss, like, okay, enjoy it. It's okay. But when you're like going to be making out more, I'd probably have the conversation. Can only herpes transmit through broken skin or cut skin? What does it mean? What it means skin to skin contact? So that's a great question. Obviously, a broken or cut skin is like an open door for a virus to get in, right? Like any open orifice, whatever the word is, on your body is an opening for it to go into your body. So what happens is like the virus pops up to the level of your skin, and if you have skin to skin contact, that can transmit it, especially if it's genitals or oral. So I would just be careful with that. I heard one of the vitamins, natural cure, whoever has I heard one of the vitamin natural care, whoever has herpes, if they take that vitamin, it doesn't pass it to the negative partner. So no. Well, no, that's not accurate. I wish it was accurate. There are supplements we can take as people with herpes and people without herpes that can boost our immune system, and supplements that we can take that will also help us prevent us from picking up other viruses, bacteria, diseases, things like that. Anything we do, I'll speak from us that have herpes, anything that we can do to potentially boost our immune system, so immune boost, anything that we can do to help with the replication of the virus. Lysine helps with the replication or helps block the replication of that virus. Taking these things can help protect our partners. Taking Andrographis as someone that does not have herpes can also help you boost your immune system. That's a better way to put it. Boost your immune system to help give you a better defense. Does that make sense? What I have up here is lysine. So Samantha asked, what is that lysine for? So lysine is an essential amino acid. It's a protein that we have to get from foods we consume. I have a couple videos up, if you scroll back onto my feed, where I've gone through and gotten very detailed on lysine. And I explain about what it is and what it does. And so I get really into it. But basically, the virus itself wants to replicate, right? It gets smart. When it replicates, it causes outbreaks. When it causes outbreaks, it's an opportunity for it to find a new host. So what we want to do is help lessen the replication. And by taking supplements like I have posted, lysine, it is able to support and lessen the replication. Does it mean you won't get outbreaks? No, it's not what it means. Does it mean that you won't transmit it? No, it doesn't. That's not what it means. The only thing that's proven is taking the antiviral. That's proven to lessen the transmission rate by 48%. This helps with it. It's something I take daily. It's a non-negotiable in my life. I've been taking it probably since like 2015 or 2016. As far as the company, Natural Cure Labs or Lysine, or Natural Cure Labs, aka Palmyra Health, it's the same company. This company is the best company out there. I have people reach out to me all the time asking, will you support, will you promote, will you do this? No. Okay, and the reason why is the integrity of this company, the amount of research that goes into the products, the amount of tender, loving care that goes into keeping these products in good manufacturing status, making sure that they meet all the criteria is what this company is about. I have talked to other people that have said like, hey, I've been on vacation and I ran out and I just went to Walmart and picked up whatever was on the shelf. And I've heard people say like, hey, it just wasn't as potent. It just wasn't as strong. Like it just wasn't the integrity of the ingredients. So that's why this is the best that I have personally found, and this is what I use. And I wouldn't promote something that, or discuss something that, I wouldn't promote something that's not good. What is our daily dose? So what's recommended, what's on the bottle, what it says on the bottle is, this is 600 milligrams. So that's typically the recommended amount. If you have questions, ask your doctor. Do your own research, but that's typically what's recommended. Can only herpes and... Is it true if you have herpes and you take Andrographis, you can't pass it? It's not true. I addressed that. It definitely helps you boost your immune system. It would help your partner boost his or her immune system, but you can still transmit herpes. Your wife gave you herpes. Does HSV2 shedding only happen through the point of entry, or does it shed from other parts of the body? That's a great question. From what we understand, from what I understand, it only sheds from where you have herpes. So like if you have oral herpes, it's only going to shed orally. It's not going to shed on like your palm or your ear or your like under your arm, right? What are some food triggers? That's a great question. HSV, the herpes virus loves arginine. Arginine feeds it. It fuels it. It's miracle grow. It's lighter fluid. It loves it. So avoiding foods that are high in arginine, avoiding foods that are processed, avoiding foods that are sugary is all going to be helpful. Foods that are high in lysine, or excuse me, foods that are high in arginine are nuts, peanuts, coconut milk, coconut meat. What else? Chocolate. Alcohol is a trigger. It lowers your immune system. The coffee bean, like the actual bean, is a trigger. So, but I don't want you to feel like you can't eat foods. If there's something that you have in your life that's for pleasure, if you love chocolate, I love chocolate. It's important to me. I eat chocolate when I want chocolate, but I don't eat the whole bar. I don't eat the whole Easter bunny. I don't eat the whole box of chocolates. I don't eat the whole tub of ice cream, right? I have a bite here, I have a bite there, and it's for pleasure. Some people don't even know it. 90% of the people living with HSV2 have it and don't know they have it. Where can you buy Valtrex without a doctor's prescription? You cannot, if you're a US citizen, you have to have a prescription for Valtrex. It's not sold over the counter. You have to get a doctor's prescription. My favorite is Herp Alert. They are, in my opinion, the best company to use. So Herp Alert is where I would go if you need a prescription to get your herpes. All right, my friends, thank you. Thanks for joining me. I loved answering Carl's question. If you have a question that's like juicy or specific to you, and because I don't get through all the questions, definitely send it over. I will answer it in the next live. I appreciate you, and thanks for joining me. Thanks for the hearts. Again, I am here to support you. I have thousands of videos up on YouTube. I have hundreds of blog posts. I don't know how I just got another violation. I have hundreds of blog posts. I am here to support you and share what I know as someone that's living with herpes, and inspire you to get through your diagnosis, and inspire you to go live your life in the most beautiful way as possible. All right. Thank you, my friends, for joining me. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the shares. I will see you soon in the next live. Bye.